Hello students, today we are going to start over same chapter of business studies, that is for class 12th, and the name of the chapter is directing. This is part 3 of that chapter. And students, over today's topic is communication. What is the meaning of communication? Communication means sharing ideas, views, messages, information or instructions from one person to another person is called communication. In communication, the ideas may be transferred from one person to another person in the form of spoken words, written words, diagrams, pictures, graph or gestures and postures. All are the comes under the heading communication. The communication is a two-way process. It means that in communication there are two parties are involved. The first one is sender, the second one is receiver. The person who sent the message is called sender, or the person who received the message is called receiver. Communication process start from sender and it ends on feedback. Here communication process is given that first of all sender, then messages, then encoding, media, decoding, receiver and feedback. It means that the communication process starts from sender and it ends on feedback. One by one we are going to discuss all the concept. First one is sender. Sender is the person who convey the message or who sent the message to the receiver is called sender. Sender is the person and the idea comes in the mind of sender. After the generation of the idea, the sender wants to communicate the idea to the another person. The next element is message. Message means the content of idea or suggestion which the sender wants to share. It means that anything that sender wants to share with receiver is called message. The next thing is that is encoding. Encoding means the idea convert into a language, into a picture, into a gesture. That picture, word, gesture is called encoding. It means that if sender wants to communicate or transfer their views or ideas to another person, that message the sender convert in the form of words or any picture or any code word. That all are comes under the heading of encoding. The next one is media. Media is the way or mean through which the encoding message transferred to the receiver. The common ways of transfer messages or ideas from one person to another person is phone, letter, internet, messages. The next element that is decoding. Decoding is also an important element. In encoding, the sender convert the message in the form of picture, and decoding means the picture can be received by the receiver in the form that the sender sent. It means that if sender sent the messages in the form of pictures, that time the receiver received the message in the form of picture, that is called decoding. Sometimes we send the message in the form of any symbol, that is called encoding, but over Android mobile phone not supported that symbol. It means that decoding is not proper. So encoding is a different element and decoding is a different element. Sometimes the sender's mobile send the gestures and the symbol, but the receiver's mobile phone cannot support to the symbol. That time decoding is not proper. So decoding is also refers to converting the encoding message into a language. The next one is receiver. Receiver is the person who receives the message. And the last element is feedback. After understanding the message, the receiver sends his personal response or ideas to the sender. After that, the sender thought that what I want to say and what the receiver understand. This process completes after the feedback. Noise. Noise is any element which result in disturbance, distraction or interruption in the flow of information. The noise can be a loud sound made by any vehicle. Sometimes sender send the messages and some disturbance arises in between, like telephone line, disconnection of telephone line, losing of letter or documents on the way, that all comes under the heading of noise. It means that noise is the disturbing elements in between sender and receiver's communication. Forms of organizational communication. There are two forms of organizational communication. The first one is formal communication and the second one is informal communication. Organizational communication here represented with the help of one diagram. The communication can be broadly classified into two parts, formal communication and informal communication. The formal communication further divided into three parts. First one is vertical communication, second one is horizontal communication, third one is diagonal communication. The vertical communication in the two form, that is upward and downward communication. The upward communication and the downward communication. In upward communication, three headings comes, that is suggestions, formal grievances, task force. In downward, meeting and directives. The informal communication means free flow, no fixed direction of communication. It means that any person can communicate with anyone. There is no flow of communication. There is no direction of communication. Now, we understand that diagram with the help of next slide with some components. First of all, formal communication. Formal communication means official communication. It means that the communication that arises in the organization is called formal communication. That is related from official matter, such as assignment of task, fixing of responsibility, granting authority, setting up of the target, objectives, all are formal communication. Formal communication generally takes place in the written form, like notice, letter, memo, documents, etc. Verbal or oral channels are avoided in the formal communication. It means that formal communication is a communication that arises in the form of written, and informal communication, verbal and oral communication are avoided. According to direction of flow, formal communication can be divided into two types. The first one is vertical communication, the second one is horizontal communication. In vertical communication, first one is downward communication and second one is upward communication. Downward communication means when the flow of information from top to bottom or from superior to subordinate. It means that if boss gives instruction to their subordinate or to their employees, called downward communication. In downward communication, the manager passes instructions because senior person only gives instructions to the junior. And the success of downward communication depend upon the communication skill of the manager. The second one is upward communication. When the subordinate inform anything to their superior is called upward communication. It means that the flow of communication from bottom to top. Upward communication generally consists of work performance, opinion, grievances, or problems of the employees. If employee faces some problems, that time employee gives their opinion to the superior. That comes under the heading of upward communication. Here, the first diagram that is given, superior to subordinate, that is the diagram of downward communication. And the second diagram that shows upward communication. The second one is horizontal communication. Horizontal communication is the communication between the two or more persons working at the same level. Generally, departmental heads discuss the policy of their department with each other. One department discuss their policy with the other departments is called horizontal communication. It means same level communication comes under the heading of horizontal communication. That will be considered as horizontal communication. Discussion between two managers of same level comes under the heading horizontal communication. For example, the marketing manager may discuss from time to time the quality and packing of the product with the production manager. Marketing manager is one department and the production manager is another department. When two departments communicate with each other, that is the horizontal communication. And the diagram shows horizontal communication here. Purchase manager communicate with production manager. Now the next heading is diagonal communication. If the flow of information between the person working in different departments and holding different level of authority, it means that employee of one department communicate with the manager of other department comes under the diagonal communication. If two departments and same level of dignity and authority, they communicate with each other, that is horizontal communication. But if the department are different and their level is also different, that comes in the diagonal communication. It means that if department A employee communicate with department B's employee, that is the horizontal communication. But if the employee of department A communicate with the manager of department B, that is the diagonal communication. Their level of authority is not same in the diagonal communication. For example, the salesman may request the production manager. Salesman is not equivalent to the production manager, but salesman belongs from different departments. Production manager belongs from different departments. The salesmen have different authority and the production manager have different authority, and they communicate with each other. That comes under the diagonal communication. Advantage of formal communication. The formal communication is a very systematic and ensure orderly flow of information. The source of information can easily be located. In formal communication, it is easy to fix the responsibility of different employees. Through formal communication, it is easy to exercise control over the work performance. But here some disadvantage also exist in this. The information is delayed, as generally scalar chain. It means that the boss gives instruction to the subordinate and the subordinate gives instruction to the next subordinate and the next subordinate gives instruction to the next subordinate. It means that it takes lots of time that delay the information. In formal communication, the information is conveyed or passes in impersonal manner, not personal manner. It means that the boss not directly communicate with the subordinate. They communicate with the form of circular notice. It means that they convey with informal way, impersonal way. The information may not be transmitted accurately to avoid the unfavorable effect of communication. The common networks of formal communication are, first one is wheel pattern. In wheel pattern, here the diagram is given A, B, C, D and E. In this, A is the main authority and A is the leader. If C wants to communicate with E, that time first of all C communicate their information to A, then A transfer the information to E. Same as like that, if B wants to communicate with D or B wants to communicate with C, so first of all we will have to tell the information to A, then A passes the information to C or D. It means that without involving A, any person cannot transfer the message. So A plays the role of leader. A is the link between the two parties. So it is the most centralized way of communication. Under wheel pattern, all the information flows from one person only who is generally leader of the group. It means that A is the leader of the group, and for transferring any message from anyone, first of all the information passes through A. The second one is chain pattern. In chain pattern, each person get the information from one person. It means that A passes the information to B, B passes the information to C, C passes the information to D, and D passes the information to E. It means that the information from one person, that is their immediate boss, and passes the information to one person, that is the immediate subordinate. That is called chain pattern. The next one is circle pattern. In circle pattern, one person can communicate with the two person. It means that A communicate with B and E, E communicate with A and D, D communicate with C and E, C communicate with B and D. It means that a single person can communicate with the next two person. That is immediately belongs. That is called circle pattern. So circle pattern, each person communicate with next two persons in a group. The person may receive or give information to more persons in the organization. In this type of organization, every member participate equally in the flow of information. The next is all source channel pattern. Under this pattern, no fixed pattern of communication is decided. In this, every person can communicate with anyone. All the members in the organization are linked to each other. It means that anyone can talk with anyone. That is called all sources pattern. And the last one is inverted V. That is also very important. In this network, a subordinate is allowed to communicate with his immediate superior. It means that A is the superior and B and A, one is the superior and A and B is the subordinate. It means that A and B communicate with 1 and 2 is the superior of 1 also. It means that 1 is superior and the 2 is the another superior. In other words, we can say that 1 is the junior manager and 2 is the senior manager. A and B is the employee. So A and B communicate with the junior manager as well as the senior manager. It means that in this network, a subordinate is allowed to communicate with his immediate superior and also with the superior of his superior. It means they communicate with junior manager as well as the senior of the superior. That means senior manager. That is comes under the heading inverted V. The next one is informal communication. Informal communication means transfer of ideas, information or any other things that is not officially comes under the heading of informal communication. The another name of informal communication is called grapevine. There are no fixed direction or path of the flow of information. under informal communication. The informal communication moves very fast way. That is why it's called grapevine. There is no fixed source of information. Here, the common networks of informal communication are: the first one is gossip. Under gossip pattern, one person tells many, which means that information is with one member of organization and he shares the information with many other people in his social group. It means that in first diagram, if any information has in the organization, suppose if the information knows only one and one inform the information to the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, it means that one person informed the information to all the members of the organization is called gossip. The second one is cluster. Clusters, in this one person communicate with two person who trust each other. It means that suppose if I have some information, that information I share with my two close friends. My close friends have another two close friends. They communicate that information to their friends. Then their friends have their own close friends. So they also communicate their information to their close friends. It means that if you help one person, that one person helps the another 3%. That another 3% helps the next 3%. That comes under the cluster. The next one is single stand. In single stand pattern, each individual communicates to the other in the sequence. It means that X communicate the information to the next junior communicate the information to the next junior, the next one to next one. That comes the single stand. The next one is probability. In probability, the network, the individual communicate randomly with each individual. Advantage of informal communication: the employees can develop friendly relation and get social satisfaction. It means that in formal communication, we talk about only official matter. But in informal communication, only informal information are communicated with each other. One friend communicate with the another friend, that comes under the heading of informal communication. Through informal communication, the matter can be discussed which cannot be discussed through official channel. It provides information to all the members cutting across the official channel. Benefits from management point of view: the managers can fill up communication gap if there is any through informal communication. In informal communication, travels very fast. Suppose if we want to transfer any information to the all the employees of the organization, that time we follow informal communication. Gossip. Suppose any rumor occurs in the organization, that is spreadly or communicated with the each member with the help of informal communication. The manager can get true and accurate response of the subordinate with the help of informal communication. Informal communication provides emotional relief to the employees. If boss provide emotional relief to the employee, that comes under the heading of informal communication. But if boss talks about their salary, their performance, that comes under the heading of formal communication. Disadvantage of informal communication: the informal communication travel is very unsystematic. It means that any person can communicate with anyone. There is no hierarchy who can communicate with anyone. It means that the boss immediately call to the peon. There is no hierarchy. Informal communication helps in spreading rumors. In informal communication, there is lots of chances of rumors. Responsibility cannot be fixed with the help of informal communication. The confidential information cannot communicate with the help of informal communication. Difference between formal communication and informal communication are, first of all, meaning. It refers to communication taking place within the official chain of command, comes under the heading of formal communication. But it refers to communication between individuals and group which are not official matter, comes under the informal communication. So official matters comes under the heading of formal communication and unofficial matters comes under the heading of informal communication. Relation. In formal communication, relation between the subordinate and superior are highly impersonal. It means that the personal impact of the life of the subordinate does not influence to the behavior of the superior. But in informal communication, the personal relationship developed. Nature. The formal communication is more rigid and cannot be modified. But informal communication is flexible, dynamic, and varies from individual to individual. For example, if any information is passes for all the employees, so for formal communication, the information is same. But in informal communication, my behavior is for my one friend is different and for another friend is different. It means that the informal communication is different from person to person. Channel. It flows formal or established line of command. But informal relations and no fixed line of command is followed in the case of informal communication. Expression. Formal communication generally held in the form of written and informal communication generally flow in the form of oral. Need. It serves the need of organization and the informal communication serves the need of individual working in the organization. Speed. The speed of formal communication is generally slow, but the speed of informal communication is generally very fast. Fixation of responsibility. It is easy to fix the responsibility in formal communication because source of information is known. But in the case of informal communication, there is not possible to fix the responsibility. Record. The record of formal communication are maintained for future reference. But in informal communication, there is no maintenance of record. Here one case study is given. Ecom Limited recently ventured into cosmetics business. They look help of professional recruiters for filling their managerial position who charge fees for it. The company appointed the necessary personnel and started the work. All the workers used official channel of communication which are as follows. A point is Mr. Arun, the marketing manager, coordinates all his activities with the production manager. It means that one department talks with the another department. Second point is Mr. Amit, finance manager, has prepared cash budget and communicated it to his two accountants. The next one is Mr. Rakesh has suggested the purchase manager Mr. Ankush that a special temperature controlled warehouse is required to keep chemicals and cosmetics. And D1. The marketing manager Mr. Arun has given feedback to the production supervisor Mr. Ved regarding complaints in recently launched bleach cream. So the first point is which specific source of recruitment is used by the company. Identify different forms of communication referred in the above paragraph. So in the first point, which specific source of recruitment, that is management consult. In this management consult are followed. The second point that asks in the question, according to first point, that is horizontal communication, because the departments are different but their authority level are same. The second one is Mr. Amit communicate with the two accountants. So Amit is senior and that accountant is junior. So here the senior communicate with their junior. That is called downward communication. In third point, Mr. Rakesh, that is supervisor, has requested and suggested the purchase manager. So Rakesh is a junior staff and purchase manager is the senior staff. So here the flow of information is from bottom to top. That is called upward communication. Then the fourth one is the marketing manager Mr. Arun has given feedback to the production supervisor. So marketing department is the different department and production department is the different department. And here Mr. Arun is a manager and he communicate with Mr. Ved who is supervisor. Supervisor means the lower rank holder in the another department. So that is the diagonal communication. So with this point our chapter is finished. Now with the help of next video we will discuss our next chapter.